welcome back to the channel and some very early morning playthroughs. Can't sleep, work has been crazy busy, so actually being up this early frees up some time to get through some of these courses. So we're going to go for Eastwoods. We've got Monaincha, which I won't be saying right because I don't speak Irish. Also, we've had an update since. This is really cool. We are still going to stick with medium winds going from one direction, but really nice that we get to these sorts of settings because that's been needed for a long time. And the other stuff in the update seems really cool as well. So this is one of the actual group courses. Now, as ever, I haven't really figured it out and gone to see what group it's actually in. So let's just have a quick look at that. So he is in... Looks closely. Is he in a group or is he in alt? Oh yeah, he is. He's in Group B with Grovey, CSU, Alt 1 and Ducker. So half group right off the bat. Although I guess pretty much all of them are at this point. Okay, so we have some sort of countryside thing. He's mentioned, I've seen it mentioned about it being on a peat bog. And appears to be bunkerless, which is... you have to do something to stand out, I guess. Bunkerless, we will talk about, is difficult. The plot looks very cool. So we got, by the looks of it, we've got some elevation. I like the water areas. We've got farmland. Works. Well, are we countryside or rust? It doesn't matter. We're countryside or rustic, one of them. Like farm areas. Some of this looks really nice. Right, wide in spots. The water part down here looks really nice. Very well. Yeah, that's lovely. Same over here. The grass is perhaps a little one-tone and big. Matty has been watching a lot of Taskmaster. And yes, that's an awesome quote. Let's see what else we have. We have a car. Yeah, we have a castle. Okay. And we have what looks like a whole up against Mount Bounds. That's interesting. Okay. And quaint clubhouse with a single car because good stuff. Because we don't need cars to make a car park. Excellent. Right, we're going to leap in. Hey, Matt. Good morning. All right. Really good panoramic view off the first tee. Yes, it is early, but I'm super busy with work at the moment. So the fact that I'm up early and can't sleep is not necessarily a bad thing for fitting these playthroughs in. Okay, so first hole, we can try and take on driver. Green is... I really like this green. It's nasty. I have two thoughts on this hole. One is that I would probably, like, it's kind of green or bust, right? I would like some fairway one side or the other. And I guess the second is that maybe this just bends around a little too much. Like it goes a little too wide to a little too narrow, and that's why it feels much awkward. That said, I've not played this game in a while, so we're going to be conservative. It's an interesting first hole, and I like that the ground feeds the ball round this way. That helps you get a little closer. Straight approach 9-9 maybe. Oh, good. Well, that is nice to hear. We will judge it for ourselves. But yeah, that's cool. Like, I really like the green because there's not much to it. It's just doing two simple things. So false front and false back. Maybe I wouldn't do both, but it works here. But yeah. Oh, that was a nice shot. Now, the concern I always have with bunkerless courses, particularly if I don't know. I think you have to be an outstanding designer to pull it off because you end up just repeating, like by losing bunkers, you lose an easy way of doing strategy and stopping ideas being like from being repeated. So that's going to be the challenge. I think you need a bit more fairway short. I mean, imagine that you've got a front pin downwind on firmer settings. You're going to need a bit more fairway back here. It also just looks a very long way. Of course, there is some fairway. It would be nice to have more. Really like these paths. They add a lot. The weathering's done really nicely. It's well framed. We've got a couple of ways to get at this one. I don't think I'd do that way. I feel like I've seen this hole on like 3 courses now. I think Axel's. There was the other one I really liked. Worship, thank you. Yeah, just like, well, we're doing this diagonal green and we've given this way of using this slope, but then we forced it by making this a runoff. And it's like, why not allow both? Let people go this way and go straight at it if they land it here, and let them play over here. As it is, we're going to play this way. Yeah, I also figured this would probably be quite a good time to catch people who are still late at night in the US or Canada to actually stream something. There we go, another par. Thing seems a little bit different. I've barely played since the update dropped. I think I've got about an hour and a half in the designer in the last 2 weeks. So, yeah, another really good looking sightline. And really like this. Yeah, nice and wide open. I don't know if you'd ever play back here, but you can. Ooh, that's not a great swing. Interested to see what the surface is. Okay, natural area. Makes sense. Can I hit that or is it just going to go up? Oh, exactly. Made it a decent way down. Yeah. Again, simpler green. I do feel we're even this early though. We're already getting to repeated ideas around the green. So like this and the drop off right. We've had we've had the cut in right on all 3 greens. We've had this. I love that this exists for feeding a ball onto the green. I love that you can get down to here. We did just have this on the previous hole. So it's like immediately, I think you're seeing the impact of having no bunkers in terms of just it makes life difficult. It's part of the reason why you haven't ever seen me do that. No, say tentative. Okay, side on green. I kind of think if you do no bunkers, you or go bunkerless, you probably want to replace that with grass bunkers. Again, green's good. This has a simple idea. It knows what it's trying to do. Hey, map. And we can chuck a driver all the way down there. We can try and work a 3-wood a decent way down. Look at that. It might be too much. It's a good hole. I think the last 2 have been really strong. All set. Maybe feels a little harsh. I think The only thing I think I don't have a problem with where the red slope is at. The thing I would try to tidy up is the fact that it starts bleeding towards that, because you kind of want a ball to stop really near that. Because actually, this red slope is playing from here rather than from here, which is I think where you wanted it. Just be careful about how you do these and make sure, like, partly raising this up also makes that more severe as well, but it makes it so like people will feel less annoyed when they hit it. They'll still feel annoyed, but like less unjustifiably annoyed. Still, trivial up and down, but that hole did work nicely. Ah. Okay, so we're going down to the water's edge. We are, I guess it's kind of a product again of the bunkerless, but we are doing a lot of ultra wide down to ultra narrow, which it just takes you out of it in the sense that it looks a little unrealistic. But I think, like I say, that's a product of that one choice at the start. That said, works quite nicely. Okay, well, we're not reaching. Um, yeah, we'll lay back here. Now, my question with this one is, you've brought us, I like that we've changed the environment. We're now down near the water. I would be putting the green right near the water because that, again, you've gone bunkerless. Like, take everything possible to vary the golf. And you've got a really good natural hazard that could make this stand out from a playing perspective. But we've put the green like next to one of those little pits. So this could be your pseudo bunker thing, I guess. Why not put it all the way over here? Just or make it a little island green or do something. Obviously we love island greens, but like you know what I mean? Like do something a little bit more interesting that you can't do anywhere else. I will say it also I think you can blend this a bit better. It just goes from heavy rough through to this texture and looks could look better. As ever, there's a load of like pointers, but generally golf's been really good. Thanks, Strangy. I'd say the defense is on the greens because they are kind of typical Eastwood greens. He does a lot of sloped greens where putts are always breaking. But yeah, works well. What am I doing up so early? I've been sleeping really badly for the last week or so. But I know I have these to get through, and so yeah. So this is better because here the water is directly in play. Makes sense strategically. I might have made this a touch more accessible with driver, but yeah, it's fine. Good sight line. Yeah. Oh, the last few holes have been really good. I think I wasn't such a fan of the previous par five, but the two before it, this one. Yeah, again, like the green. I think I might have smoothed out the spine just a little because it you can just trace it. So I'd have probably flattened part of it and use this as a starting point rather than that is the green feature. Into 8 miles. Don't think I have a club really, but oh, and we'll do that. Shut up, Matty. Uh, yeah, I mean, I think my comments will mainly pertain to variety, right? So how how much can you do with your different environments? I think the grass planting it's a little one tone. Could you do more with the surface weathering and like so like it's just there's grass everywhere and then there's fairway. And there's a couple of, like, how can you vary our tones a bit more? Do we not just play... Wait a sec. I was confused by the church suddenly reappearing. Yeah. I don't love the routing here where you play to this one, walk all the way back, then play there. It's fine, but... my swing is not there. Yeah, and we kind of touched on bits of the sculpting before with that force back on 4. And you can see kind of the same thing here. Like, it all just... like, this can be cleaned up and does impact on playability. Because if the ball's landing there, it's all landing in the heavy rough. So it's almost like the only function of this fairway is to move the ball closer, like further away from the hole and into a heavy rough. Because it's going to end up, like, if this had been fairway stopping here and this were heavy rough, you've got the same lie, right? So try to lower this bit, flatten out a little more, like make it so that, yeah, just look at this stuff and see that it's not almost concave, convex. Anyhow, not that my swing deserved anything different. Another good green. Visually, it felt very similar to the previous par 3 as all. I'm enjoying it. Just really solid. Okay, par 5. I think the other thing, yeah. Well, I keep saying the other thing about bunkerless. Like, if you go bunkerless, I feel like you have to do a lot of things to make it interesting. The other one I would go with is kind of bolder land movement, so kicking the ball around a little bit more. Like here, we've got a great possibility of like open up the fairway this side, let someone run a ball in would be a really fun shot. It's each. But the only way I'm getting there is like landing the ball on the green. Everything's kind of running this way. I feel like both paths, and partly that's wind direction, I appreciate. But if you'd had fairway up here and I could bounce a ball in down towards it, like think about, I don't know how well you remember it, but 9 at Sussex Downs is an amazing bunkerless par 5 where like it's all about bouncing a ball around some mounds and things. Yeah, it is solid. Which is kind of, I love coming in on those sorts of courses because I feel like I can make a difference. Again, greens have been a real strength, I would say. Because this one would all be about how close you can get to the hole, because I'm not shooting well. Yes, and the only thing I would worry about repeat rounds would just be the constant breaks and how people cope with that. Again, I think I appreciate we've done tucked up to out of bounds a lot, but you've got it here. I would be considering whether you move the green even further left, like bring that way into play, because again, it's a hazard you can use, whereas you don't have bunkers. Once you've taken those away, like you've got to do everything else, I think. And additionally, we're doing the very wide to very skinny thing right at driver length. I think that will eventually frustrate people. It's a good hole though. Again, like everything is solid. That was a better swing. Yes, pitch shot different distance. Perfect. Exactly what I wanted. Oh, that's going to need to grab. It's not going to. Shame. I think that one's fine. It's just not done. The last two holes have not done anything that grabbed me and were really close to doing that. This one looks nice. Okay, so this one we are doing something different. So we split the fairway. We've got a big carry hazard. So this one does prompt a different choice. Great sight line. I have no idea if I'm making that. I think so. Yeah, comfortable. Yeah. See, that's a fun, memorable shot because it's done something a bit different. Yeah. I know I've said this before, but particularly with contest courses, I'm always thinking, what is particularly interesting about every single hole? Like, what is the thing that I'm doing here that I haven't done anywhere else on the course? Or ideally, that nobody else has ever done, but that's harder and harder. Okay. Dogleg can carry, can lay back. Kind of. So, like here, for example, we've kind of done this on the first hole, for example. There we go. Bye bye. Oh, now I've tried to ban that person. I can't get them off the. Can't get the ban person thing off the screen, so I can't see chat. That's annoying. How do you get rid of that? Oh, there we go. Just hit escape. Idiot. But well framed, and I like that we've come in kind of tighter. And maybe would have liked some more like treed in holes rather than it all being open. That might have helped. Oh. Oh, it's still found a fairway. It's just longer. I like that we're tucked in a bit. Green is cool. I think it could use just a touch more space around this pin because of like this cutting in and this. And no, exactly. Oh. Oh, let's go find that little runoff. Or not. Man, that's really slowed up. Have they changed how chips work? That feels way slower. Huh. Oh, we're making it back. Oh, they have. Oh, okay. Well, there we are. Yeah, there really is. That's a shame. Oh, okay. I kind of like the chip shot. Okay, drop shot par 3. So we're doing something different with this one. Pitches are less roll up. Interesting. Down 34, carrying another 10. So 145. Oh, pitching wedge should be the shot. Good. Okay, well, that's cool. I think that coupled with the firmness changes should be really good. Well, what a terrible swing. You're saying I can pitch this and it might actually work now. Oh, yeah. Huh. That's a nice up and down. Yeah, that's better. Full panoramic camera. I will say it's not been as repetitive as I thought it would be, which is good. I still think there is some, like, how much are you doing that's really grabbing? And we are repeating some ideas. Like, this is an amalgamation of a couple of shots we've had already. That's going through the fairway, I think. Oh, no. Slightly mounded. Yeah, they're nice. Yeah, so we're on the par 5, like, Redan thing, which we've kind of done the Redan approach a bit. But at least this one does allow some more access than the previous two par fives, I would say. Stop. Hey. That was a fun shot. Oh, just needed hitting. I appreciated that we've not shied away from the uphill shot. Good little green sight. Yeah, the two par threes on the back have definitely been stronger than the two on the front in terms of having an idea. This one tucked up against the water is nice. Mm-hmm. Oh. Wow. Oh. Right, what's our drop options? Okay. Oh, we can place it here. Ah, nice. Because I'm playing on Legend and I haven't played the game in like 2 weeks. So that's your reason. We'll escape with one. That's fine. I feel like we've done the mound in front of green as well, relatively recently. Ah, right. We have reached the template that I despise, which is the drivable par 4 that you can never drive. There's no way of getting at this. So we're saying, well, you can't hit driver. You can hit 3-wood, but why? You're never getting there. You could, so the longest club we could hit is a 2-iron. Now, if we want to get an angle to that back left section, there, we can never get it. Like the idea on this is good. The execution is too harsh in terms of the angles and the distance and everything. Just make this one friendlier. It's fine for people to drive the green. What was that swing on the previous hole? That would have been fine. So yeah, okay, we're going to be as far down this side of the fairway as we can be. And we're maybe rewarded with a slight view of this back pin. It is not a bad hole. It's just not what it could have been. And then you get the runoff that's very harsh. But that's okay. I played a bad shot. Come back. Oh, go the other side. Okay, didn't roll down the hill at least. We'll take a bogey. I do like the long views on the cameras as well. Yep. I mean, we're now entering the we're flagging a little bit on the whole ideas side with the bunkerless restriction, which makes sense. But at least we've gone to more side slopes. Like that is interesting and adds a different challenge. We've just had side slope leading one way. We've now got it going to the other side. Up 27, so that's taking 10 off, plus into wind. Maybe it does just need not a punch. Just play that. Oh, no, we just shove it away. Right. Oof. Game's gotten difficult for me. Okay, though, we still have the flop shot. Okay, 2 holes to go. We have 2 par 4s. What have you given us? Yeah, this is the same as the first tee shot. We are now. Oh, what a violent green! Yeah, this is. I don't love this pin. Yeah, I feel like we've gotten into repeated idea territory. Like, could this one have just been a punch bowl, for example, given the length? So we haven't done that yet, which feels like almost a must do for a bunkerless course. Well, I now have no shot at this pin, I don't think, given. Oh, wait, flops always come out right anyway. I was just scared of that little roll beyond this pin. Yeah, that little yellow slope just beyond this pin, I would 100% be flattening. What have we got to finish up with? Okay, so this one, let's do something that feels a little different in that we've got mounded up one side. Kind of would have probably mounded up this side as well, and then you're hitting through those. There's another pin that looks a little spicy. Oh, at least we found a swing line. Very spicy. Oh, I just realised the elevation. Whoops. I like that we end up on a high point. Makes sense. I don't know if I've got any way of keeping this near the hole. That's okay. There we go. I enjoyed that. I think it's a nice, really solid course all around that actually does a pretty good job with the bunkerless thing. I think you could have helped yourself a bit more with how you approached bunkerless and whether you did bunkerless. I can see why you would have gone for that on this sort of a course. That makes sense. I think just could you try to introduce more variety with grass bunkers, using the water, using the out of bounds, mounding up a bit more, doing some more kind of funkier stuff with the greens, say. And that's why it got a little bit repetitive. Additionally, you did a similar thing with the planting. Could we vary the tones of grasses, create slightly different areas of that plot? Those sorts of things. But overall, it's pretty solid. Like, there's no major hole issues. I think the drive ball 4, that 15th, is the only one I really take exception to, and not because of the idea, just because the execution is a little bit harsh. Otherwise, that's about it. Just try to think about how each hole is really standing out playing wise, and go from there. But really nice, yeah. Okay, we are going to be back in just a minute, and we're going to play. We've got a couple of alt courses, so we'll get through at least one of those.